Good evening, Folklorama family, and welcome back to those who joined us earlier when we named our 2022 Youth Ambassadors General. Congratulations once again to Sudan Park and Nicholas Tomeo. My name is Teresa Cotroneo, and I'm the Executive Director for Folklorama. Welcome to the 2022 Folklorama Adult Ambassadors General Competition. Folklorama gratefully acknowledges that we create, connect, and celebrate on Treaty 1 territory, original land of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Ojibwe, Dene, and Dakota peoples, and homeland of the Métis Nation. We are committed to building relationships and sharing knowledge and cultural understanding of all communities. Understanding our diversity fosters pride and mutual respect. This night is unique. Usually this night is done in person with our entire Folklorama family. It's a celebration before the festival happens where ambassadors from all of our pavilions get to meet and greet each other. For the first time in Folklorama's history, we are choosing our 2022 Adult Ambassadors General for Folklorama, a program presented by Cambrian Credit Union, live for you online. And for the first time, we have opened this competition to any past pavilion ambassador and volunteers with at least 5 consecutive years experience working with a Folklorama pavilion. The Ambassadors General will represent the organization not only during the 2-week festival, which will take place July 31st to August 13th, 2022, but they will also travel and promote Folklorama throughout the year until the conclusion of their term in August of 22. And yes, we are indeed working towards an in-person Folklorama festival, so mark your calendars for those dates. And stay tuned, of course, to our social media channels at Folklorama for all the latest updates. I would like to introduce you to our host for the evening, former Youth Ambassador to the United Kingdom Pavilion and current Youth Council member, McKinley Hall. McKinley, over to you.
Thank you very much, Teresa. What an exciting night this is, live to share it with all of you at home. Before we get started, we would just like to say if you do experience any technical issues throughout the broadcast, please feel free to call the operations office at 204-982-6210. At this time, I would like to introduce you to the panel of experts chosen to be on the selection jury tonight. Please welcome me in joining past President Selena Salon, 2021 Adult Ambassador General Jan Reyes, Senior Associate Communications and Community Engagement from Cambrian Credit Union, Jennifer McKenzie, and Folklorama member Susan Shortell. Thank you so much for being here tonight and for volunteering your time with us. We appreciate it. Now, I'd like to explain how this process will work and how the scores are evaluated and calculated. There are 2 phases to the competition. In the first phase, participants go through an interview process with the selection jury at the Folklorama Operations Office. This part is worth 70% of their final score. The first round of interviews was held 1 month ago via Zoom here at the Folklorama Operations headquarters. From what I hear, it was a fantastic evening, and the selection committee greatly enjoyed to get to know all the participants and applicants. The second phase happens tonight, where the 3 finalists from each category test their public speaking skills, and this is what makes up the remaining 30% of the score. The selection jury are asked to assess the competitors based on how well they can share information about their own cultural, Folklorama, and multiculturalism. Their enthusiasm, sincerity, and confidence displayed when sharing this information are also key factors. Right now, our 3 adult finalists are waiting in a soundproof room. One by one, each finalist will join me here on stage. Unlike our youth finalists, adult finalists do not know the question that they must respond to until the moment that they are on screen. Once I've asked them their question, they are allowed 2 minutes to give their speech. Our moderator is on hand to let them know when their time is up. After each finalist has given their speech, our selection jury will do what they do best, and then at the end of the night, we will announce the winners. There will be 2 Adult Ambassador General chosen. And while we wait for finalist number 1 to join us, here's just a little Folklorama fun fact. Did you know that the Ambassador General's role actually started in 1990 with Aidan O'Brien and Sandra Brown as the first Adult Ambassador General? The program has been running for 31 years. And it looks like we are ready to go with our first finalist. Our first finalist will be joining us via Zoom this evening. And adult finalist number 1 is Arvind Pal Singh from the Punjab Pavilion. If you have visited Folklorama's Punjab Pavilion sometime within the last 5 years, you've probably had the pleasure of meeting Arvind, who can be found helping visitors try on turbans or helping with various committees, including cultural display, health and safety, and food inspection. Arvind spent the first 14 years of his life living in the Punjab region of India and is fluent in English, Hindi, and Punjabi. In his day-to-day life, Arvind is an IT professional, but in his heart, he is an entrepreneur and author who is passionate about creating positive vibes of acceptance and unity in diversity. When not volunteering with Folklorama, Arvind enjoys talking and writing about culture, technology, history, and management. Adult finalist number 1, are you ready for your question?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. As you know, Folklorama has been without an in-person festival for the past 2 years. In what ways has this absence affected your ethnocultural community and yourself? What are you most excited about for the return of the festival, and how do you promote it to those who have not been before? Feel free to take a few moments before you answer, and good luck.
Thank you very much for asking this. First of all, I did it with physical presence of people in the program, which we have been enjoying all these years. And now, because of the change situation, I guess we have to go with the new normal. And I'm very excited to become part of the program again, possibly in the new role. I will say my community, not only my community, all the communities have been affected by these things going on. And all of us, we look forward to attend these events in person. Mainly because I will say our dances, those are very high energy, high peak. And just sitting on the current laptop, like attending those virtually, I don't think that really justifies that. So overall, we look forward to attend these events in person. My wife and myself and my son, all of us, all the whole family, we are very active in the program for the past 40 years. And we keep on telling people about this program without anybody asking us about this thing, simply because we are very much into culture. And that helps us building our roots back to home, as well as having Canada as our new home. I migrated to Canada almost 18 years ago. And this country has given us so much, and we look forward to contribute our bit by promoting the Fukushima mission, basically promoting diversity, promoting ethnocultural understanding by various means. So that's all I'd like to say. Thank you very much for your time.
Wonderful. Thank you so much to our first adult finalist. Now, as we wait for our second adult finalist, here's another Folklorama fun fact. Did you know that Folklorama is one of the largest revenue generators for our pavilions? So please remember that when you are purchasing the fantastic food or sensational souvenirs, all the revenue generated through the sale supports our communities and our members. So we appreciate that and thank you for it. Looks like we are ready for adult finalist number 2. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome, Sarah Del Galrada from the Pearl de Orient Philippines Pavilion. Born in the Philippines, Sarah Del immigrated to Canada at the age of 11. Through hard work and determination, Sarah Del earned an undergraduate degree in statistics with a double minor in mathematics and computer science from the University of Manitoba. Recently, she was the co-chair of the National Visibility Minority Network and a finalist for the Awards of Excellence at the Canada Revenue Agency. For Sarah Del, volunteering with Folklorama is a family affair. With her 2 daughters as performers, her husband as outgoing pavilion coordinator, and herself as volunteer coordinator, the entire The entire Guerrera family has been active members of the Pearl de Orient Philippine Pavilion since 2014, an advocate for employment equity, diversity, and inclusion. Sarah Dell is passionate about inspiring other women of color to find their own path in leadership. Are you ready for your question?
I am.
Wonderful. Here we go. As you know, Folklorama has been without an in-person festival for the past 2 years.
Okay.
In what ways has this absence affected your ethnoculture community and yourself? What are you most excited about for the return of the festival, and how would you promote it to those who have not been before? Good luck, and you have a few moments to collect yourself before you answer.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, I think I'm ready. Okay. So I think with the pandemic, personally for my family, it's affected us because we didn't get to see the folks that we normally work with at the Magdaragat Pavilion or the Pearl of the Orient Pavilion and the Magdaragat family. So that's been tough, absolutely. And have that connection. And that's something that we look forward to. And the reason that we were part of that to begin with was because we wanted to, our kids to develop their culture and embrace it. So that's a big thing that we didn't have. But I am looking forward to a year where we're going to have Folklorama again, because again, we can be together again. But at the same time, really for me, I think that the biggest thing is the fact that we had a tough year. So with the pandemic, it's been difficult for everybody. We saw that there was systematic racism that occurred that made it possible for the Black Lives Matter movement, and then we saw that there was also anti-racism that happened against different diversity groups. So in my mind, we need to have Folklorama happen again because we need to create that community of diversity and inclusion so that we can embrace empathy among our communities so that we can contribute outwards into the rest of the world and help hopefully hopefully be a positive example, and we can help with anti-racist sentiments. Thank you.
Thank you, adult finalist number 2. And while we wait, here's another Folklorama fun fact. One of tonight's selection jury members, Selena Salong, was an adult ambassador general in 2010 from the Indo-Tropical Paradise Pavilion. So she knows what to look for in the candidates tonight. Thanks, Selena. And it looks like we are ready for adult finalist number 3. Hello, welcome.
Thank you. Hi there, everyone.
Carmen Sidhu from the Punjab Pavilion. Carmen is an accounting and marketing student at the University of Manitoba. After moving to Canada at the age of 6, Carmen's parents knew that it was important for him to connect to his culture and language. He began taking part in Bhangra, traditional Punjabi folk dancing, and eventually became a performer at the India Pavilion and the Punjab Pavilion. In 2014, Carmen became the youth ambassador for the Punjab Pavilion, and you may have seen him acting as MC for their shows. In his spare time, Carmen enjoys volunteering, participating in sports like basketball, running, tennis, and soccer, and learning and teaching about others and his rich cultural heritage. Are you ready for your question?
Yes.
Wonderful. Here we go. As you know, Folklorama has been without an in-person festival for the past 2 years. In what ways has this absence affected your ethno-cultural community and yourself? What are you most excited about for the return of the festival, and how would you promote it to those who have not been before? Good luck, and you have a few moments to collect yourself before you answer.
So, like as usual for everyone, COVID has strongly impacted all communities within Folklorama, every pavilion. And its mission, like anything, is to preserve our culture and showcase it to others. So, without having an in-person Folklorama, eventually, or like biggest thing, it hits the budget, because a lot of Folklorama pavilions work around a budget and making those goals. And like anything, it's important to keep pushing forward. So one of the biggest things that I would say that has hurt my community or even hurt me is showcasing our great culture to everyone. And my ability to share case that, especially from emceeing and showcase that to my friends. But I remember throughout Aspera at U of M, I would give tickets to my friends and say, come to my pavilion, and that strongly hurt all of us. And moving forward, what I believe which would push me even great forwardly with my pavilion, I was talking to my pavilion coordinator, and we're saying what other ways that we can keep moving forward. And she said that we will start talking to many. There's a Punjabi school at where we also host our pavilion, and where what we want to do is talk to the new parents and also the kids there and showcase them the great how great Folklorama is. Because one of the biggest things I felt is a lot of new immigrants that come here, they rather than inviting them, we should seek out. So in many ways, we want to go to them and showcase our great pavilion and welcome them to our pavilion, and bring them along our team.
Thank you so much to our third adult finalist. While finalist number 3 is being escorted to their soundproof room, Sahil Verna from our Finance and Audit Committee will oversee the tabulation of the scores. Thank you to Sahil for volunteering tonight. While we wait for the scores to be tabulated, let's take a moment to meet one of our 2020-2021 Adult Ambassador General, Kelvin Loy. Kelvin, please come join me over here. How's it going tonight?
I'm good. How are you, McKinley?
I'm doing well. So you've been in the finalist shoes before. Can you tell us what that experience was like?
It was most certainly a very nerve-wracking experience. I remember that night very, very vividly in my head. I was just trying to tell myself to remain calm. And for all the finalists this evening to make it into the top 3 of your category, it's already truly a very incredible and magnificent thing that they have done. And I'd like to really congratulate all of them.
Is there anything, like you mentioned, is there anything else specific from that night that you might remember or that will last with you forever?
So it's funny, I tend to remember the things that didn't go well. I remember the mic actually cut me off. I was finishing my very last sentence, and you're only allotted the 2 minutes, and the mic cut me off. And I remember them announcing my name at the end of the night. And I was in shock, I think was my first reaction. Slowly made my way up to the stage and fell as I was walking up the stairs to the stage. Someone has a video of that, I'm pretty sure. But, it was a night very similar to tonight. The finalists were all in sequester. Like for the adults, you did not know your question coming out. And so it was very nerve-wracking and scary experience.
Now, your Adult Ambassador General years were during the pandemic. Can you kind of tell us what that was like?
Yeah, it's definitely not what I expected initially when I won the role of Adult Ambassador General when I contested for it a couple years ago. But it truly has been a once-in-a-lifetime remarkable experience. Despite the fact that a lot of the events were virtual, I was still able to participate in many of them. The Ambassador Generals were fortunate enough to take part in Folklorama Fusion last summer, which was a very unique experience, also once-in-a-lifetime experience. And it was truly enjoyable and remarkable.
Wonderful. And do you have any advice that you would give to our new Ambassador Generals?
Yes, I would definitely tell them to embrace the moment, enjoy the moment. It's a year that happens very, very fast, very, very quickly. It goes by so fast. You meet so many wonderful people along the way. You become very close friends with your fellow Ambassador Generals. And it truly, like I said, is a remarkable experience. Enjoy every moment of it because it'll go by very, very fast.
Well, thank you so much for being here tonight, and congratulations on a fantastic Adult Ambassador General term. Thank you, Kelvin. And it looks like we're still taking a little time to tabulate the scores. So let's chat with Jennifer McKenzie from Cambrian Credit Union. Hello, Jennifer. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Hi, thank you for having me. This is such an exciting night.
Cambrian Credit Union has been a proud sponsor of Folklorama's Ambassador General program for many years now. What does this partnership mean to Cambrian Credit Union?
So for nearly 20 years, Cambrian and Folklorama have had a great partnership. We are one of the largest credit unions serving the Selkirk and Winnipeg communities. And with our core values of community involvement, innovative spirit, and honesty integrity, it's a great connection to the the mission of Folklorama.
Of course. Can you tell us a little bit about how that partnership became?
Yeah, so since nearly the beginning of our partnership, Cambrian has been the title sponsor. On top of that, we provide 4 professional development scholarships for the winners to go towards their studies and education.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming out to assist us tonight. We appreciate your time and Cambrian Credit Union support.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, it looks like they're still taking a little time to calculate the scores. So while we still have a little bit more time, if you are interested in volunteering this upcoming festival, or you want to be a part of Team Folklorama, please feel free to reach out to Folklorama either through email or call the office. There are lots of great opportunities to become a part of either Team Folklorama presented by Manitoba Hydro, or to volunteer directly with pavilions. And as we will be back in person this year, we are all so excited to be able to volunteer in person again and to meet and to connect once again and to share the stories of Folklorama that we have missed so much over the past few years. We're still taking a bit of time, so it's all good. We're taking our time. So I thought I'd give a little experience of what it was like to be an ambassador during my years. I first started when I was 14 as a youth ambassador with the United Kingdom Pavilion. I remember I was waiting for the day that I could become an ambassador, just like many other dancers in my pavilion or my older brother was. And when I was finally 14, I took that moment. And I was a youth ambassador for 3 years at the United Kingdom Pavilion, and it was a true pleasure. Not only to be able to represent my own pavilion, but also to be a representative of Folklorama and of multiculturalism and of the amazing diversity in Winnipeg and that we have in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and Canada. I have many favorite memories of Folklorama. There's a few times where I would be touring or talking with visitors at my pavilion, and they would say something that would sing, or I would explain a significant cultural memory or a tradition of value in my culture, and that they would be able to connect with it or create links and connections between their culture. Maybe a similar recipe or a similar dance or a similar song or music or something like that. So it was really all about. So that's where I was able to see the connections that Folklorama truly makes, and our diversity is what brings us together. Personally at my pavilion, with everyone, the food is always the best part of Folklorama. And this year I'm very excited to be able to go and experience that food once again. It's one thing to order it, and get it delivered to your house, but it's another to be there and to see the people making their own food and to really smell it and be the experience, and of course eat that food when you're watching incredible performances. Personally, some of my favorite foods that I'm very excited to get back to eating this year are shepherd's pie from the United Kingdom Pavilion, as well as Irish stew, and then of course, really all the kinds of food. Now I'm just checking to see if we are almost ready to go with the finals here. With it being live, of course, it wouldn't be a pandemic ambassador general competition without a little bit of a hiccup. So we're just checking. Looks like we are almost ready. Oh, looks like we're ready to go. Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. Before I read the names, I just want to thank our esteemed selection jury one more time. We appreciate you volunteering your time tonight. Now, here we go. The Adult Ambassador General for 2020 will be Sarah Del Galer and Carmen Sidhu. Awesome. Congratulations to both of you, and a very special thank you to our other finalists for it was such an incredible achievement. You should be very proud of your performance tonight, and as I know all of us here at Folklorama and your pavilion are. Would either of you like to say a few words?
Thank you. Thank you to the Folklorama family and giving us this opportunity. And already in the room, we got to know each other. So I'm looking forward for the whole year.
Working together. Thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for watching, even at home. Like, it's a great opportunity, like Folklorama, for what it's taught me about my own culture and my own pavilion, but now being a part of something beyond like my own pavilion, this whole community. So I'm very thankful for the opportunity. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, there we have it. Our 2022 Ambassador Generals program presented by Cambrian Credit Union. Thank you all for being a part of this special night and historic night, might I add. Congratulations again to our youth ambassadors and our adult ambassadors. I'm sure that we can expect great things from you through your upcoming term. And please make sure to mark your calendars for Folklorama July 31st to August 13th. We are back in person this year and we cannot be more excited. We look forward to seeing you and all of your crew in 2022. Thank you and have a great evening.